All right, guys, who's still with me here? We're getting Maria on here because this interview is worth hearing. So Maria's gonna join from her phone. I'm hopping on my phone. This is gonna be amazing. Wow, I love you guys. You guys are troopers. This is awesome. All right, Maria's here. Look at us figuring out technology. Oh, I just lost you when I went to hit accept. How many of you guys love hearing from other coaches, their stories? I think it's like the best thing ever. It's like that evidence for our brain that things work and that if other people can do it, we can do it too. Maria's here. Awesome. Welcome.
Yay.
Maria. Welcome to the live. This is my first time doing a guest interview live over my phone. So this is really awesome. You're welcome. You are a first. I'm so happy that you're here with me, and I'm so happy that you stuck around, even though technology gave me a little bit of a challenge there. You guys, I'm willing to look like an idiot as long as I have to bring you this story and to give you some today. So I'm super happy for those of you who are sticking around. Maria, I'm super happy that you made time to join us last week. There was like a huge storm and a lot of people were without power. And so we're just really happy that you're safe, everyone in your family is safe, and you guys are doing really well. So everybody say hi to Maria and thank Maria for being a trooper and coming on today on the Thursday Live. Woohoo! And if you're watching this one on the replay, comment #replay so I know that you're on the right live and you're joining us and you got to hear Maria's story today. So leave a hey in the comments if you're here, or if you're on the replay, put #replay. Awesome. Yes, you guys are rejoining. I love it. And if this is your first live, welcome to the community. This is not normal, but welcome. And I'm super happy that you're here with us today. My name is 𝗖𝗶𝒊𝒃𝗲. I am a health coach and a business mentor. I've built my own health coaching practice to multiple six figures, all online. And now I have the pleasure of working with amazing coaches like Maria, who's a rock star, grow her coaching practice online as well in just a matter of months. So she's going to share her story with you today. I'm really excited for all of you guys to tune into that. Everybody give her a warm welcome. This is like super nice of her for taking time out of her Thursday night. She's on the East Coast right now. It's a little bit later for her than it is for me. But yeah, Maria, why don't you just kind of welcome us to your world? Tell us a little bit about you, kind of like give us a little bit of a background on where you were at before you started online as a coach. You know, what you were doing, give us a picture of what your life looked like, all of that stuff before you even went online. Maybe when you were thinking about starting an online coaching practice.
So I have been a personal trainer for 5-6 years. I got certified in nutrition or as a health coach as well a few years ago. Never did anything with it because I didn't know how. So never got one single client from that. But personal training went really well for me. As a trainer, I guess I was working 40 plus hours, so I had a really full schedule. But as a trainer working for somebody else, you only make a certain percentage, but I really enjoyed it. I really liked my job there, and I didn't really know what was going to happen when I had kids. My husband and I have been like kind of talking about it, not really, but so I didn't know. Yeah, he would have kids like yesterday, but I'm okay right now. So I didn't know how that was going to work practically, but I never gave it too much thought. Then COVID happened, and I had just gotten my schedule in such an awesome groove, but still I was up by 5 o'clock every day. Sometimes I worked 13-hour days, and whatever time I didn't have a client, I wasn't getting paid, so a lot of downtime.
Who can relate
every
to
once in a
that?
while.
Because I know we have some personal trainers in here. Who can relate to those like 5 a.m. days? Or maybe your other job is like requiring you to get up at 5 a.m. Like, who can relate to the whole waking up when it's dark outside just to get to your job?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Leave it a heart in the comments, you guys, if you've been there, because I've been there.
Yeah. Yes, please. I went through that for a long time. So the hours were pretty rough, and then whatever times I wasn't working, I'm not getting paid. So I would pick up kind of whatever I could, whatever classes. I taught everything under the sun, from Tai Chi to senior classes to cardio classes, like literally everything I taught it. Whatever could help me like teach more, work more, whatever. And then so COVID happened and I was out of a job, and I had done like some training on my own, and I was like, wow, I make so much more money working for myself. And so I was talking to my husband about it. And I'm like, I feel like I should do more online, but I have no idea what to do. So I started doing a little bit of research over the weekend, like however long it was, like 3 months ago. Monday, I came across your webinar. By Thursday, I was like, okay, I'm ready for this. I didn't really know what I was stepping into, and I'm like, I'm ready. So kind of just all happened at the perfect time. So that was before I started.
Awesome.
Pretty much.
Well, that was a full picture on where you were at in your life. And then it sounds like you started to kind of like have this realization like, okay, working for the man, no matter what the job is, you're not making as much as you were with your clients, like if they were your clients and you were training them yourself. But talk to me about like even then when you realized you were making like more, like what were you actually charging, even if it was just all going to you? Like how much were you actually charging them in the beginning?
So I would charge for an hour session $60 a session.
Wow, the whole session, like $60? And that was just like for one session with you?
Yeah.
And then what happens if they don't come back for another session?
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yep.
That's great.
At the gym, if that was like probably the worst part, and just thinking about it makes me cringe. But when I was at the gym, if someone didn't show up, if they didn't cancel, if they canceled that day, like I could charge them, but then I'm sitting there with nothing to do. Or if I had my scheduled like planned out to a T on Monday, and then Wednesday somebody cancels for Thursday, and then Thursday somebody cancels for Friday, there's nothing I can do. So I don't get paid.
Wow. What did that feel like?
Terrible. I would like read books and stuff like that, but there would be some days I'm there 13 hours, and maybe I'd work 10 hours, which is still good. Well, which was good. And yeah, I would work so much and taught so many classes that I hated and would make no difference to people because I wasn't actually allowed to give nutrition advice. So
even though
that was also frustrating.
Just the exercise alone isn't enough to make like a lasting change. Like that's only a piece of the puzzle. So you had this realization of like, okay, obviously I make more working for myself, but you were still kind of thinking like, yeah, $60 an hour, that's, what I'll charge them.
Oh yeah, that's what I charge them, like when I started going on my own. My job pays me 26 an hour, but they're paying 60 an hour. It's fine.
Wow. And you are not alone. There are other coaches listening right now who are like, yeah, that's me. I'm getting paid peanuts and I'm like getting up when it's dark outside. I'm spending all of my time away from my home, you know, away from my family, and people are like, I don't even know if they're going to show up for their appointment. But then you had this realization of like, okay, like if I could take this online, what would that look like? What were some of the things that you started like researching? What were some of the things that you thought you needed to do? Like, where did your brain go at first in the beginning when you were trying to just figure it all out?
Yeah, first thing I tried to do was create a website, and I was like, I don't even know what I would put on here. I'm not good at social media. What the heck am I gonna like put a picture of myself? Like, I felt so weird. First thing I tried to do was create a website. And then I think it was in your webinar that I saw, and it was like, you don't need a website. And I'm like, I need this girl because I don't want to make a website. I called my brother-in-law to help me like set up a website. And I still don't have a website.
Yeah.
And I'm doing just fine.
That's awesome. Go into the comments right now if you relate to Maria at some point, whether you're there now or you have been there in the past with the website thing, thinking like you need to make a website, or if you've like racked your brain on putting together websites. Like I remember making a Squarespace account in the beginning, and I got up early. I got up like 2 hours early before I needed to be at work, and I was just literally trying to put together a website. And my husband got up and was getting ready for work, and I was so grouchy at this point when he was making his coffee. I was like, in my head, like, why aren't you offering to help me? Don't you know I don't know how to do this? It was horrible, and nobody came to the website. I got 0 clients from that website. So I know a lot of people try the website in the beginning and are frustrated, especially when they spend a lot of money and time making it really beautiful, and then nobody comes to it and they don't get any clients. Yeah, so that's a really good one. So I'm really curious to hear kind of like your perspective once you joined OCI. Like what were kind of, if you could give like 1 or 2 like gold nuggets of something that shifted for you once you started in OCI, where you were like, okay, I think I'm onto something. This is starting to make sense. Like I see a light at the end of the tunnel and I feel like I'm onto something.
When things started to work for me, like I was like, so my last call with Neil, he had said, okay, what's working, what's not, stick to what's working and just go with that. So like for me, I didn't love doing like ads or certain things like that. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to force myself to do it. And he was like, no, like if you don't like doing it, don't do it. That's like a tool you have for later on. But if, you know, Instagram is what's working for you, then just do that. Like, oh, like I don't have to like be miserable. So I really just started doing things that worked for me. And then I was pushed to push myself, which I need and I like. But I would say a light bulb for me was I don't need to force myself to do things that I hate. I can still be natural. And honestly, once I got that like second or third client, I was like, wow, I know exactly what I'm doing and I'm on top of the world. Like, and you guys, I kept telling me like, once you get those first few clients, you'll see. And I'm like, I don't know. And I thought I would need a perfect cookie cutter program, like 12-week program for my client. I still don't really have like a super organized program at all. And my clients are seeing so much success just because I'm listening to them and working with them and like catering to them. So
you mean your clients get better results when you don't have perfectionism and you don't try to wait until you have the perfect website and program and 12 weeks all beautifully designed?
Oh, literally nothing. Like I still am like, I bounce between like, wow, I have the greatest program. I know exactly what I'm doing. And then like, yikes, if people only knew like how I'm kind of just like throwing this all together. But it's working, and my heart is to serve. Like I always say, like I'm here to serve. I say that before my calls, like I'm here to serve. So that's what I'm gonna do. So it just
Yeah.
kind of happens.
And so, and this is coming from your experience of, because I know a lot of people have this belief as well, that clients won't get, their results won't be as great if you're coaching them online as they are in person. I hear a lot of trainers worry about that. Like, I really like my in-person clients. I'm worried I won't be able to get them results if I don't see them in person. What has your experience been in terms of having these clients online and actually charging them a lot more than in person? Like, how do you feel like it's affected their results?
I train all of my clients online now, and every single one of them is seeing tremendous success, like every single one. Whereas I have maybe 10, 10 clients, like right now, 10, 15, I don't remember. And
Like, I lost track already.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's like around there. And whereas at the Y, I had say 30 or 40 that I was seeing 3 times a week, and I was drowning. And maybe I had one lady that was seeing some good progress,
Yeah.
maybe one. Whereas all of my people right now, I had one lady, she was so hesitant to start with me. She's like, nothing's ever worked for me. So I'm kind of like, I have the answer. And because I believe in what I do. So I did feel like within the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, she's down almost 10 pounds. And she's like,
Wow.
I've never had this happen before. And I'm like, thank God it worked. But, which I believed in it, but you still like, ugh. So to have that, where I've had so many people come to me that are overweight, and they're like walking in, drinking, whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could just not watch you do this to yourself.
And I think what you
So,
mentioned there is a really good point, because so many coaches look at people like you and people that have successful online businesses, and they think that you just never ever worry that, you know, oh, like what if, like you never have to, you never have a shadow of a doubt, like I think I can get them results, even when you know you can. Like, even when we know that we can help people, that's what makes us human, is that thought, like, I hope I can. And so many coaches don't get started because they think there's something wrong that they have that feeling, right? And that is
yeah.
the worst reason to not be signing clients and growing your business right now. Because nothing special about either of us. There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about you. Like, if we can do it, the world needs more coaches. Like, 10 clients like that, there's so many people out there in the world that need our help, and we need more coaches out there actually creating amazing programs that can help them online right now. So I think that's really great that you mentioned that, because it's real. You know, just having an online business doesn't mean that you don't ever think like, I know I can help them, but like, oh my gosh, I have to help this client, right? And what do you think is the difference? Like, seeing the huge like disparity between how much greater your client results are online. What do you think was the difference for them? Like, what do you think was the game changer for them that caused them to up level and really start getting results?
Well, for me, I didn't have like 100 people I'm juggling. I have my smaller community, so I can really invest in them. I have the time, so I check in with them once a week, like over Zoom, and I'm, tell me something good, tell me something that was a struggle. Like, I'm in every area of their life. So, and it doesn't overwhelm me. It's not like I love it. I honestly love it. Like, I had a girl just on Monday, and she's telling me, like, there's stuff going on at home. So, of course, that's going to affect your stress and it's going to affect your eating. And we had such tremendous breakthrough in just her mindset. And she lost 4 pounds in 4 days, like something like crazy like that. Like, and she said, this is so different from anything else I've ever done. Like, you're working alongside of me, which also I think is huge. Like, when they have questions, they can reach out to me. They have that accountability, and I'm not making them fit into some cookie cutter program. I'm accommodating them within reason and really working with them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who wouldn't do my program. I really do everything for you.
Yeah.
So,
and how are they supposed to feel that level of, like, you're doing this alongside with me if they were just buying a session from you for $60?
mhm.
So talk to us about the difference in terms of how you've up-leveled your investment since joining OCI.
Like, what do you
Like,
mean? Like,
how
what
much
I'm making?
does it, like, so if it was $60 for someone to work with you for a session, what is it to work with you now?
So, I do, I've never done before. I sell in packages. So, $1,200 for my package. And to give you perspective, I was working 40 plus hours, making on a good month like 3 grand, maybe 3,500, and like taxes, all the crazy. But that was me like hustling. Last month, I was at 7,000 without even like literally the end of the month comes and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. Like, I didn't know I was gonna make that much money. My husband's like, whoa, like you can't be like making more than me right now. Like, this is gonna be a problem. But
Awesome.
I mean, we were of course thrilled. But I'm working, like in the beginning I was working, I would say, more than I am now because I was figuring things out and I was so interested and I wanted to soak everything up. Whereas now, I don't want to say I work when I want to, but I kind of like can make my schedule how I want to. And like, I'm going on vacation this weekend and I'm taking Monday, Tuesday off. Normally, I would take a hit financially from work, literally not affecting me at all. So I'm now, because I'm not charging hourly, it's a, month, 12-week commitment. So I know what I'm gonna make. It doesn't like fluctuate tremendously, and I'm making so much more. And even like with the scheduling, if someone needs to reschedule or whatever, I'm home. Like, okay, doesn't matter. I'm obsessed with my nephew, so I'm at my sister-in-law's all the time. All right, I'll go there. I need to check in with someone. All right, I'll run upstairs, check in, whatever. And it's so amazingly flexible.
And I remember when you
And I
started
make more.
OCI, like, I wouldn't say you were skeptical, but I don't think that you thought you'd be making what you're making now. I think, like, I remember you saying, like, your goal was like $3,000. You're like, if I could just make, $3,000, I'd be happy.
Yeah. I said if I could make 5,000, I said that's ridiculous. I think that's what I said to Andrew. I think I was on the phone with, and he goes, "Oh no, you could be making 5 within your first few months." And I said, "I doubt it. I don't think so." And now, like, this month is even another story. I signed like 3 more people. So
Awesome.
it's
Well, and I love that.
it's overwhelming.
The reason I love your story is because it's so relatable to just everybody else. Like, that's how we all think, and it just feels like true. Like, our brains are just being realistic. People think like, I need to start this business, but it's going to take me years before I can like go full time with this and have a full time income. So give everybody a perspective about like, once you went all in, like, how long did it take you before you were like, peace out, job, I'm not coming back at 5 a.m. anymore?
Yeah. So due to COVID, my job wasn't open. So by month, like the beginning of month 3, so the end of month 2, I was like, wow, this is, and not to say that I don't struggle with like, you know, mindset things, like on random days I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But I don't know what I waited so long for, honestly. It's so I would say the end of the second month, I was like, all right, this is it. Me and my husband were like, wow, this like really worked, and we're pumped about it. And I had like never had my own computer, or there was one other thing, a computer and something else that I did. Oh, these, hello, didn't have these. And this month, without hesitation, I was like, Peter, I need a new computer. And Peter's my husband, sorry. And I want like these headphones. And I needed something else. Oh, this app to help me like organize things. And I hired someone to organize, a virtual assistant to organize some things for me, like without hesitation. Whereas prior to this, I was such a penny pincher with everything. So to now not hesitate in investing into my business, it like blows my mind that I'm not freaking out about it. So and someone had asked a question like, how long did it take you to make your money back or whatever? I think I saw it pop up before. It was like month 2 of doing it that I made everything back, and was not afraid to continue investing, even though mine and my husband's goal was to pay off his student loans. Like, I was not thinking about jumping into anything like this for a long time. So for us to jump into this was a huge step of faith, because it was not something that we wanted to do. We were doing really well paying off our loans. We were putting like 4,000 into our loans each month, which is a big chunk. He has his doctorate, so we're almost there. Then last month, we're like, all right, if we take a little hit, like while I start something new, it's okay. Last month, we put $10,000 into loans without hesitation. And I got a computer. And I got my cool headphones, like all this stuff. And we're like, wow, great. So, and now we're projected to like pay our loans off like 4 or 5 months sooner than we anticipated. But it took that, all right, gotta be a little daring or take a little step of faith and hope for the best. And it really worked out.
That's awesome. I really love
Say
your
the least.
story. This is why I was like so passionate about, everybody has to hear this story tonight, because it's just so relatable. Like, you're not like this magical person that never has mindset issues, wasn't afraid that it wasn't going to work for you. Like, you were kind of like, wow, like, you know, if I could make 5K, yeah, right, that would be amazing. And you did it anyway. Like, even with those fears, even if it's like, yeah, I can help you, oh my gosh, I have to help them, like all of the human elements that are just so real, and we all have them. Sometimes when we hear people's stories, it can feel like, yeah, they could do it because they just like have a knack for it. But I'm telling you, there's nothing special about us. We don't have like, we're not lucky. We don't have any like special talents that like, you all can do this as well. And that's what we want to share with you. We want to leave you with this like inspiration that it's possible to do this as well, and that you don't have to struggle for months like trying to figure it out, and trying to figure out like a website and all of the things your brain is going to tell you need to do if you don't have the direction and the framework on how to do it. Like, share with everybody kind of like where you feel like you would have been if you hadn't just pulled the trigger and decided to get some mentorship to figure out how to do it right the first time?
Oh gosh. I would still be charging session to session. Who knows if I would have even gone into the nutrition because I never even coached anyone on nutrition before. And here I am selling this package for training and nutrition. I knew I could do it, but I just needed someone to be like, no, 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 just package it like this and it'll be fine. And I've had success with every single client. Like my first client did not get gypped. Yeah, I have changed things and tweaked things, but oh gosh, I would have tried to figure out how to make a website. Um, Charging session to session. Uh, Definitely would have spent a lot of time just trying to figure things out. I would have been posting free workouts on my Instagram. I have not posted a free workout like since I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. That's not how I get clients. I still don't have a website, still don't have a cookie cutter program. Like there were so many things that I thought that I needed and I don't. And even someone had asked a question too, like, is OCI for everyone type of thing. You guys gave so much information, like in the best way. Like I could look at that stuff forever. And there were certain things that I liked, certain things that I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And it was like, okay, then don't do that. Do this. That's your strength. Go for that. So I appreciated that because that's going to be what I can stick to and what I can keep doing because I enjoy it. So I'm not all over social media all the time because I don't really like that. I don't like post a million things all the time.
Yeah.
So there are certain things that I found that worked for me and that I enjoy. So I just keep doing that. And like you said, even with the mindset thing, I the other day was like, just like I was just hitting a wall. And we had a mindset call and talked about everything. And I was like, I'm so ready for whatever life has for me. So, like, and then I signed another client like 2 days later. So,
See?
yeah, like those calls are what I would have done without them, hearing where other people are at, what works for them. And I'm not spending hours trying to figure something out. I can ask the millions of other people that are in the program and okay, what worked for you? Okay, what'd you try? What'd you do for this? All the time that I could have wasted, oh my goodness. My brother-in-law actually started his own business like 4 or 5 years ago, and he said if he would have done something like this, it would have saved him a year. It would have saved him so much money. And I get all of my clients through Instagram and just being myself.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. And like you said in the beginning, it's like, you know, all of the information, like all of the framework is there. I think, you know, our brains like worry that we're like not ready for something. We need to get all the things figured out before we can get the help figuring out all the things. You know, programs, like my program's not done yet. Like that's why we have the framework, so you can actually start setting up your program now and getting clients in the next 30 days. So there's just never an excuse to not be on the path that's going to get you clients and results the most quickly. And I love that you mentioned that it's not like cookie cutter, because like we all know as coaches with our own clients, we can't offer them cookie cutter, right? Every single one of your clients is going to need an individual approach. It's the same for you as an individual. Like you as an individual are a different coach than somebody else. And so the last thing you need is someone giving you like a cookie cutter, like roadmap to your business, you know, like, oh, do what everybody else is doing. It's what is going to get you the results the most quickly. This is the framework to get there. So I love that you mentioned that. Everybody, let Maria know if this is helpful to you, hearing her story, because she's just giving you all the like vulnerability of like where she was at, what she, like, how she was feeling. Let her know if this is helpful. Put an I in the comments if you relate to anything she shared in her story today, because I just think her story is so relatable to so many people. So I really hope this is valuable to those of you. And if you're on this training and you're on the fence about joining OCI, or you're like trying to get a good picture of like what it's like inside OCI, and you're like, okay, I need to figure out how to package my program. Like, I need to get off the fence on that. I need to figure out how to find those clients the same way Maria found those clients, so I can stop charging $60 a session and actually find people who get better results paying $1,200 or more, and like how to get it consistently every month. So I don't have these months where people just cancel sessions and I'm not getting paid that day. Put mentor in the comments. Just put mentor if you want to find out just more information about OCI. If you're like curious about OCI, if you're just not sure if it's a right fit, but you think you might need mentorship and you want someone to kind of audit where you're at and see where you're at, if you're in a good spot to join mentorship and have the help to set this up so in 2 months your business can be in a totally different place as well, just write mentor in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, just put mentor in the comments, and someone from our team will reach out to you and just chat with you about where you're at, right? And how your business is doing, if this is a good spot for you, if it's a good time for you to get mentorship, if you're ready to start getting clients right now. And despite all of the like, oh my gosh, feelings when we think about getting clients that are so relatable and humanizing, like, put mentor in the comments. We'll chat about it. We'll see if OCI is a good fit for you. If it's not, we'll just tell you what we think you should be working on, point you in the best direction for whatever your next steps should be. So either way, you're going to walk away with like an expert mentor already getting eyeballs on your business, at least where it's at right now, so you can get some expert guidance on which direction you should go. Sometimes we have so many thoughts bouncing around in our head. It feels like there's a squirrel running around up there. And especially online, there's so much to get into between websites and social media and ads and what's the right next step for me and how can I get to where I want to go the fastest. Just type mentor in the comments. Someone will talk to you about it and give you some direction on this. So Maria, if there's anything like you want to share with anyone who is on the fence about doing this, what would you share?
The longer, like, stop waiting and just do it. I think I decided, I didn't even know that you could hire a mentor like this. I found out on a Monday, like I said, and Thursday I signed up, and I do not regret it one single second. So honestly, what's the worst that could happen? In my opinion, learn no matter what. And it was for someone who was a penny pincher, working a lot, struggled with the, I didn't go to college. And so I'm just not going to make that much money. And it is what it is. To now be like, all right, I'm almost at a 10K month and I'm loving what I'm doing. Actually, like, impacting people in their everyday and future is like the greatest thing ever. So don't wait, just do it.
I love that. That's awesome. If you guys have any other questions, I'll go back through after we hop off here and say goodbye to Maria. I'll go back through the comments to make sure I didn't miss anything. Leave mentor in the comments so we can get you either today or tomorrow. Someone will come through, make sure we get you taken care of. So keep an eye out for a message from one of us. But I really want to thank Maria for being here today and for sharing that. Your story is so inspirational. Who would have thought? You didn't even go to college and you're making more than
Who would have thought?
Who went to college and are still paying off their student loans for like 10 years now, and you're already making more than them. So I'm really proud of you. You really did put in the work, and you were an action taker inside OCI. You didn't just sit on your hands and like wait for clients to appear. You are a rock star, and I really appreciate you being here with us today. Thank you so much for doing this interview. I've been really looking forward to it. Everybody, say thank you to Maria. Leave a thank you or a heart or something in the comments if you appreciated Maria taking her time out from her family and her husband to say hi to us and give us her story tonight. I really appreciate it. And I think we'll just sign off from there.
All right. You're very welcome. Anytime.
All right. See you later, girl.
Bye.
Bye-bye.